Hi! In this video I will show you how to create a necklace using beads and some metal charms. Now, in order to create the necklace, we shall need some findings and some tools. As findings, I will use these crimps. I will use this S-shaped clasp, some jump rings, and some bead ends. I will also need some thread and to assemble the beads and the findings I will use tools. First of all, I will need a pair of chain nose pliers. I will need a big eye beading needle, a jump ring opener. I will also have this pair of pliers on the table in case I need two pliers to open and to close the jump rings. I will use a measuring tape to see how long the necklace should be, and for the thread, for the nylon thread, I will need a pair of scissors to cut the thread and a lighter to burn the end of the thread. Let's take the big eye beading needle and let's begin making the necklace. The first step is to measure the length of the necklace. The length of the necklace around the neck is going to be of about 36 centimeters, that is about 14 inches. If you want to make a necklace for a man, you can add 1 or 2 inches to the length of the necklace. That would be 15, 15 and a half or 16 inches, or 39 to 41 centimeters for the necklace alone. When you cut the thread, you can add a few more inches, 3 or 4 inches to the thread at least, so that you can make the knot, the knots at both ends. That would be a maximum of 50 centimeters. Because you will have to put the thread on the needle, and if you do not have an extra 1, 2 or 3 inches of thread, you will not be able to use the needle because the thread will be too short. And now let's begin by creating a knot at the end of the thread. Now that I have created the knot, I will take the lighter and burn the end of this knot like this. I will put the thread on the needle like this. You have to take into consideration that sometimes this point here of the thread may be cut by the needle, because the inside of the needle is sometimes a little sharp. So you have to be attentive that this bit of thread should be cut away. So you should put enough thread so that you can cut this last bit of thread, because it is a possibility that the needle may cut the thread. And now I shall take one of those crimps so this crimp, and I will put the crimp on the needle like this. This way, and as you can see, the crimp has stopped in the knot. Now I will take the pliers and press on the crimp this way to make the crimp flat, so that it no longer moves on our thread. Now I will take the bead cap and I will put the bead cap on my needle this way. And now I will close the bead cap using the pliers, so that the knot and the crimp remain inside the cap. Now I will take one of those jump rings, open the jump ring, I will put the jump ring on the S clasp and I will close it. And now I will put the jump ring and the S S clasp on the bead cap, and I will take the pliers. So I took a pair of pliers that is more pointed. These are the round nose pliers. They are usually used for creating loops, but because the pliers have a smaller tip here, I will use them this time in order to close the necklace like this. And as you can see, now I have attached the clasp. Now the end of my necklace is ready, and we can begin adding the beads. So I shall start adding the beads in a specific order, so that they form a pattern of black and white beads. Now at this point I will start adding the metal charms. I will add the first metal charm, the smaller one. Then I will add some beads. I will add the second metal charm. Again, some beads. And now I will add this metal charm which will mark the middle of my necklace, the center of my necklace, this way. And now that we have reached the middle of the necklace, let's create the rest of the necklace so that it is symmetrical to the first part. So again, I will put black and white beads. Then the second, the small metal charm. And from this point on I will only add beads, no more metal charms. This way. And now, as you can see, I added all the beads, and we have to add the bead end. I will open this bead end like this, so that I can work inside the bead end. I will put the bead end on my needle, like this. Now I will take another crimp, so I will take this crimp and put the crimp on the needle, this way. I will remove the needle from the thread. I will take the pliers and press on the crimp. Whenever you make a necklace or a bracelet, you have to take into consideration that the beads should not be too far away from each other so that the thread is visible, but they should also not be too compressed, too tight next to each other, because as you can see, if they press too much on one another, the necklace will look rigid. So they have to be a little loose, but not too loose so that the thread becomes visible. You can leave about 1 millimeter space here, so that the beads have a bit of space to move, that they are not too compressed, but they should also not be too loose. Like this. So I have pressed on the crimp here, and the crimp will block the thread from moving up and down. This way. And now I will start making some knots above the crimp to make sure that the crimp does not slip from the thread. So this is the reason why I had to open the bead end so much, so that I could have enough space to make the knot right above the crimp. So I'll make a few knots, just like at the beginning. Now, as you can see, on the thread inside of the bead cap we have the flattened crimp, and right above the crimp I made a few knots. So this way the thread will not slip out of the bead end, and the the beads of the necklace will not fall off. Now let's cut the thread above the knot. Like this. I will take the lighter and burn the end of the thread, like this, and I will close the bead cap so that the knot is no longer visible and a crimp. So I will use the pliers, and as you can see I have closed the bead cap. And now I will take the last finding, the jump ring, put it on the hook of the bead cap, and I will also take the round nose pliers to close the bead end. Because the round nose pliers have a smaller tip here, so I can grab the small items easier. This way. And now I have closed the necklace. I will put all the tools away. Let's see what the closure of the necklace looks like. So this is the necklace closure. And let's see what the finished necklace looks like. So this is the finished necklace with the S clasp and with the metal charm ornaments. So I hope you liked this video and thank you for watching.